Well, hey church, just wanted to let you know that this obviously is a little bit of a different recording of the message, and that's because on Sunday we were blessed to have a visiting missionary here sharing some of what some of her journey, I guess. That person is heading to a what we would call a closed country for the gospel, and so what they are doing for God is fairly unreasonable, and we were obviously not able to record that just for the obvious security concerns, but so I'm just re-recording today what we learnt from John chapter 13 as Jesus washes the disciples' feet. And the word we actually have in mind, believe it or not, is the word unreasonable. And that is born out of the fact that as we come into the Easter season, we're reminded again that Jesus is not a reasonable saviour. Jesus' love for us is remarkable. It is radical. It is unfailing. It is undeserved. One of the reasons I'm wearing this shirt that says rubbish is because it was given to me by one of the people in our church. I must have used it one day in a sermon, and the reason I wear it is it reminds me that the idea that God's love cannot transform the hardest human heart is rubbish. God's love can transform and change anybody. And last weekend, Pastor Anne shared a really amazing message to sort of, I guess, start our Easter services about worship and Jesus as the undefeated King entering the city of Jerusalem, and the proper response would be people laying themselves down and worshipping Him in this moment as the King that He is. Actually accepting His lordship. Today we're going to look at unreasonable service, and the example here that Jesus sets in that upper room, which is the photo actually behind me, is and this is an example He sets for His followers of unreasonable service. It's important to note that in Jesus' day, dirty feet was just part of the social fabric. It was the norm. People walked around without shoes. They walked around probably with sandals. There was dirt everywhere. There's dirt streets everywhere. There's dirt paths everywhere. And the point of the whole story is that the master never stooped low enough to wash people's feet. That was a job given to the lowest of the low. That was a job given to a slave or a nobody. And so it is quite unreasonable, isn't it, that Jesus as God in the flesh would bring Himself to this level, to almost get down on His knees and serve the people that He loves. And I think even for us today, many of us struggle to understand the depth of Jesus' love for us. Okay? And yet that is the remarkable side of the Easter story. It's ultimately the point of the story that Jesus' love for His people, that His love for the world is unreasonable. A few things just really stand out to me in this passage as we read and understand what sort of Jesus is doing as he kneels down, as He takes the posture of a servant, and He serves each one of us. The first point I want to make is it's got to go deep into us what He wants to do. Jesus' love for us as people must be allowed to very deeply move past maybe a surface level thing. It's got to move past a theoretical possibility that maybe God's love exists for somebody else. And it must be deeply received in our lives so it can be a life where you serve others. In this story, we see that Judas is one of the main characters if you read the passage. He has the opportunity over a couple of years to watch Jesus heal people and to see Jesus restore people. And now, so he has seen everything of Jesus' ministry. Okay? He now is on the receiving end of this remarkable moment where Jesus washes His feet with such tenderness. The problem is that nothing changes in here. The love actually never goes any further than just the outside. And in a few minutes, even though he's been on the receiving end and he has seen all that Jesus has done, and he's seen what Jesus can do. He's never actually let it get in here. And in a few minutes, he's off to betray Jesus, and the story is going to finish very, very differently. Now compare this to Peter. And his response as a person clearly is not perfect. In a couple of days' time, he will probably betray Jesus in a very different way. But in this moment, as Jesus says to each one of us, I need to wash your feet so you can be mine. And Peter's response to that essentially is, well, then don't just wash my feet. Wash my hands, wash my head, wash all of me. Okay? The story actually does remind us a little bit of baptism. It's a dying to our old way of life, rising to live new for Christ. And we're actually going to be doing 5 baptisms this coming weekend on Easter Sunday, which is a really cool thing to do. So we must actually, truly, deeply allow Jesus to do a deep level work in each one of us this Easter, so that we truly understand the depth of his love and all that he wants to give all of us. The second thing I guess just point out is that Jesus calls his followers to be people of sacrificial service, to live a life of sacrificial service. The passage here says that Jesus washes these feet as an example, as the type of life that he wants for his followers, for those around them. I don't think what Jesus has in mind here is just a token foot washing sort of thing. I don't think he has in mind on any level just foot washing because it's a nice thing to do. I think let's face it, if someone wanted to wash my feet, that would just be weird in our world, and maybe for many of us. And I'm not for a second discounting the fact that it can be done well. But I think what Jesus is more getting at here is an example of sacrificial service that he invites his people to love at great cost the people around them, that we should actually be willing to give what we have received from him at great cost to ourselves. And this is, I guess, the invitation that is not just open to people like pastors and church leaders and Christians. It is open to all who would want to be his followers. The third thing I just mentioned is that when we serve Jesus sacrificially, we should expect his blessing. Because Jesus' words in verse 17 say this: now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them. There's a lot said in our world today about what it is to get God's blessing, and how do we almost act in a way that we somehow deserve God's blessing. I could probably just point out that I don't think that's the right way to be thinking about things. I think it's more actually here in this passage that when we serve Jesus sacrificially and we do it from the right motives, it is actually more blessed to give than to receive. And we should expect that when we go the extra mile for the people around us, that God must smile at that and say, that's exactly the cost I have in mind. It's exactly the kind of love that I want for my people to be showing to the people around them. And I don't know about you, but I would really very much like to live in a way that doesn't earn God's blessing, because I just can't do that. None of us can do that. But having received all of his love, I would like to give it away with a full cup, to pour it out and bless other people. And I think if you live that way, you can actually expect God's blessing on your life as well. I've probably only scratched the surface of this whole passage. There's probably a whole bunch of other applications and things that we could sort of cover. This is only a very short video, and I can't obviously cover the depth of all of these issues. But let me just, I guess, challenge you to consider a couple of things this Easter. First of all, as we read this story, and as as you get this week to read the Easter story again of Jesus' death, substitutionary in our place for our sin, I just want to encourage you to ask that love might do a deeper work in your life this Easter. Don't be just somebody like Judas who sort of hears about Jesus and says, well, that's nice, it doesn't relate to me. Be somebody who receives what Jesus wants to give you. Secondly, once you have received that love, don't be afraid to pour it out to the people around you. Go above and beyond to serve the people around you. Invite somebody to Easter this Christmas. Oh, sorry, not Christmas. It's not Christmas. It's Easter. But invite somebody, please, along to the Easter services this weekend. That is maybe just one example of a life that those who belong to Christ can and should pour some of that love that they have received into the lives of others. So who might be somebody around you that you can pour some of what you have received from Jesus into their life this Easter? Can I just take this opportunity just to I guess share my blessing to you and your family? I know there's a number of you who, despite the fuel prices, have to get away this Easter. And can I just please say, drive safely, have a really safe Easter, stay safe on the roads, and just more than anything this Easter, would you receive his love radically afresh for you today. God bless.